Hey there, what's going on? Chris Greer, your friendly neighborhood motor winder here, and today is a pretty cool test. I just successfully rewound a full set of motors, and it just passed the the arm and idle check. Little backstory on these: I had the set of these DYS motors, they're 2500 kV, and they weren't cutting it. Plenty of power, tons of power, and but the issue, I didn't have batteries that could keep up with them, and so I had to step everything back to my sweet spot on 4S was 2400 kV, and so I had these, and on the 2206s are my favorite 4S motor. And so I had these 2306 2500 kV motors that I couldn't run. So and with the jump, with everybody going to 6S, I and my newly found skill that I had not really perfected yet, and motor winding. So took me a little bit to figure out what it was about a week and a half, 2 weeks of doing it wrong, and paying meticulous attention to details. So I got it. So I have these guys. They are wound to, I can't really see. If I had to guess, I think 1600 kV. I have no idea. Wild guess. Everything that I've seen was close to like that I could count from pictures on Pyroflip's page and from everybody else with close-up pictures of the motors, and trying to count winds on the poles to reverse engineer my own winds. So so it took a little bit of figuring out what size, what gauge wire I had to use to fit as many winds as I could, and so yeah, I'm doing my first test on mild, lightweight, old school. I think these are the 5040s. So starting with 5040s, my hope was to run with 5050s. They're my favorite prop. So hopefully I got these to a low enough kV, and I picked a gauge wire that's able to handle, decently handle enough amps. When doing these motors, you got to, when trying to fit that many winds onto each stator pole, you have to go down. To make things fit, you have to either make your stator smaller to fit the same gauge wire, or use smaller gauge wire. So I had to use smaller gauge wire. So we're gonna see if this works. Past idle, past hover. So I'm gonna do a little bit of flip, a little bit of flying around, very mild, modest flying, and I'm more wanting to see what my amp draws are. So because my goal amp draw, I hope to stick around, stay in at full throttle punches, like 60 amps. I think that's what the normal consensus on people that are running 6S are getting. So same, the rest of the setup is still the same. I'm still running the $5 Furry Bee ESCs. They're holding up. You can't really expect that. They're big, but they're $5 and they run 6S, and they didn't spontaneously combust when I plugged the battery in. So that's a plus. And I've been through a few of them, but I can't really fault the ESCs that much. Some of it was from I think I had bad filtering, or hit a gate and a bent prop, and it's stuff that could happen honestly on any ESC. So if these things run 6S reliably, they're an excellent bang for the buck. So so yeah, let's give it a shot. See how she flies. Okay, so here we are. My first bit of flying is going to be line of sight, and I'm just wanting to see what my throttle punches look like, and record and see what, just from line of sight flying. Seems to be handling it, so check the motors. They are cool to the touch. So they aren't working hard at all. That's excellent. So I'm gonna turn the brightness up on my goggles and do a little bit of flying around, see how she feels. And these are just 50-40 props. So I didn't bump my wattage up on my video transmitter, so if I can see correctly, full throttle switchback drawing 30 amps, less than 32, 35. Alright, let's bring them down and see how they feel. I think I'll be able to run my 50-50 props. I think I'll be able to run them. This is good. This is very good. Oh, let's check the motors. They're lukewarm. Lukewarm. Facebook notification popped up there. They feel good. They feel good. So, yeah. So I guess I got some more testing to do. They handled these fine. The back ones are a little, a little warm, but not alarming. Like they're just above lukewarm. Whereas if I did like if I did the full throttle punches like that on 4-cell, they'd be pretty warm themselves. So I think this is a successful test. So more to come. Okay, I couldn't leave it at that. Next, first set of 50-50 cyclones. So, motors came down. Like, she got more in her. I'm gonna let her eat. So, I'm gonna get these 50-50 cyclones on here, do a few passes, bump up my video wattage. Oh, man, I'm running out of light. But, be alright. This is all in the name of science, right? So, this has been a journey, rewinding motors. Man, if you don't stay on it, it is, meticulous detail you have to pay attention to. And like a very specific order and way you do things, and it's knitting for nerds is what I'm gonna call it, because it's literally what you feel like you're doing. You're sitting there twisting wire, pulling it taut, and hoping you don't scratch one of your fragile little wires on the stator, and then and if you do it, so you got to do that whole phase over again. And I was gonna do a video on the process, but golly, it'd be boring. And that's not what anybody really cares about anyways, the process. Care about the results. So, and it's probably one of the few times my cheap assness paid off. And I'm getting better and more efficient at it. It used to take me 45 minutes to completely rewind a motor. I'm talking like ready to be put on the quad. Now it's about to like 30 minutes. So 30 minutes of my time. And that's why, I have time. Don't have money. That's why ultimate cheap assness comes into play. So, but it's actually neat. I've learned a lot in regards to the science of the motors. I really need to make a spreadsheet on like I finally got the stuff for my test rig to so that I could get these motors and test them and actually see how many winds actually equates to like true KV. I got a little laser tachometer and a servo tester, and I'm gonna mount it to a board and an ESC and wind it up, and I've got my watt meter that'll show my wattage. So that's the future. Right now I'm just guessing, wild ass guessing. So we're gonna give this one a shot, see how the 50/50s hold up. All right, so the first test, I'm gonna do another line of sight flight. So see how she does in a hover, how she does on the punch outs. Check the motors, see if they're overly hot. No, they're barely lukewarm. So, let's plug the goggles in and do some flying around and see what kind of amps we're getting drawn. I'm not going to be able to fly too far, but I didn't bump my wattage up on my camera. Huh, interesting. She feels, honestly, I think she felt faster on the 50/40s. Alright, let's land her and see how she feels. And that's saying I only dropped 340 milliamps. Ugh. Motors are cold. Not cold, but very lukewarm, barely lukewarm. So ESCs are lukewarm. Man, I may have did I throw too many winds in there? I'm gonna have to get the tachometer on this to see. My goal was for my end RPM to be the same as 2400 kV on 4-cell. And for fear of high amp draw, I think I may have put too many winds, too many turns per pole, meaning I dropped my kV too low. We'll see. Keep posted.
How's all the fireworks coming from?